Hey guys, and welcome to another video from Chris's Footy Kicks. So this one, in a time when literally it almost seems like there is a boot released every single week at this moment in time. The majority of people not being able to afford these boots, the FOMO factor that comes into play, and just in general boot technology. How much and how have these boots really changed? Do we need to buy the newer models, or can we make do with an older model? And that came more to me most recently in regards to the Phantom 6 Elite, which obviously I've got here in the new EA Sports colorway, which is a nice colorway. I prefer this one definitely to the white colorway. And a GX1 from 2022. So this boot is 3 years old, and obviously is the first iteration of this Phantom model with this grip knit, a boot that I'd never worn before, this being the first one. So realistically, my question is to everyone out there, has the technology really moved on, or are we just fooled by the marketing and the fear of missing out that the next player has this, or in an era of social media and people posting things and so on and so forth, do we actually need these boots, or can we make do with an older model? So first of all, I'm going to talk about two different boots here, two boots I predominantly really like. So here we have the Phantom GX6 and obviously, the Phantom 6 Elite and the Phantom GX1. So I wore this the other week for a session, and it was the first time that I'd worn this model of this boot. I'd obviously worn this one first. Now, don't get me wrong, I think this was a great boot. I gave a very good review of this boot. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, it's comfortable. The grip knit works well. I like how the grip knit comes up the top here. The heel's good. It's a really good boot. The lockdown's good. It's very stable in the midfoot. You can't bend that. That's not going anywhere. So it's a very, very solid boot. Go back 3 years, you have this version of this version of boot. Still have the ghost lace. Okay, we don't have the grip knit coming all the way up the top here, but does that really make a massive difference? Probably not. But essentially, you had this ghost lace system back in 2022. The grip knit again is perfectly adequate. There's not a great deal of difference between the two when it comes to grip on the ball. Yes, there seems to be more yarns in this, which do give it that little bit of extra grip. But this, obviously, just the way this is still a fantastic boot. I wore this in the wet last weekend and couldn't fault it at all. It was a very, very enjoyable boot to play in. So yeah, the uppers are obviously different and the technology has moved on slightly, but has it moved on a lot? In my opinion, no, not really. This is just an evolution of this, but is it a massive, massive jump in evolution? No, it's a slight tweak. Essentially, this is still a great midfoot. Okay, it's a little bit softer in that midfoot there. So obviously the newer version is stable and a bit more structured, but it's still fairly solid compared to, obviously this one is a lot more structured in there, which obviously is nice. It makes it very responsive. And obviously that's just down to the difference in the sole plate, which effectively is always going to be the case. This is 3 years old, different plastics, different kind of technology. Does it work? Works perfectly well. So that obviously covers us with Nike. Essentially everything else is virtually the same. The collar is virtually the same. This is a bit tighter as you look at the two collars there, the two gaps. But yeah, essentially all in all, these are not massively apart. They're not massively apart. So that covers Nike. That leads us on to Adidas. Okay. So we've got two Adidas boots here. This being the most recent leather version from Adidas, the Predator 25, a great boot, one that I customized myself because that silver tongue was horrendous. Links in the comments down below if you prefer the red or the silver that comes on the original. So this is a great leather boot. This is really, really nice. It molded to my feet in no time at all. I thoroughly enjoyed playing in it. It's obviously had some slight tweaks to the 24, but the sole plate is exactly the same. Apart from it's got this rubbish chrome that comes off. Why they insist on doing that, it drives me insane. But essentially, the control frame on the bottom of the sole plate is exactly the same. The uppers are clearly different. The Rotero being obviously a leather upper, but they've obviously modified that leather. And in my opinion, they have made an improvement. So although this is a fantastic boot and a fantastic leather boot to wear, it's not quite as soft as this, strangely enough. So yeah, although they are two very, very soft boots, this one is definitely much nicer to wear. Although this is not a bad boot by any stretch of the imagination. But you can also see there's a difference in the toe box. This is a lot more pointier compared to this one. So there's definitely a lot more room in this one to the original version. Is that for better or for worse? That's preferential treatment, really. Preferential, whichever. Not preferential treatment. That's what you prefer, essentially. So you might prefer that slightly pointed toe box compared to having a slightly roomier toe box. The sole plate is exactly the same, so you're going to get the same snapback, the same comfort. I wear mine in a really stupid way, some people say, but that's the way I've always worn it. I don't have my laces done under the tongue. Essentially, I wear mine across the top of my ankle. That's what I've always done with Predators. Works for me, each to their own. But has the technology moved on massively? No, not really. It's just an evolution of this is an evolution of this. Obviously, this was a great boot and everybody loved it, and it still is a great boot. This is just an evolution of this and just had some minor tweaks to it to make it that little bit more comfortable, and they've done a good job. But do we need it is my question. This is only a year old. This came out this year. Could we have done with going 2 years with this before moving to this? Totally. So my question really is, and my point that I'm trying to make is that I don't think that we need to change our boots every time a new colorway comes out. A, people can't afford them. They're $300 a pop. B, the amount of boots that are flooding the market are ridiculous. You can pick up so many boots now in sale because there are so many boots out there and they're literally being released all the time. It just, we've had the EA Phantoms literally this week, and next week we've got a new Phantom colorway, the yellow colorway that's coming. So that's literally two boots within the space of 7 days. I mean, what the heck? Someone goes out and buys these. Mum, I want these boots. Goes and buys these. Next thing you know is there's another colorway. Mum, I want these colorway. It's like, come on, guys. Puma, we know, are terrible for it. Adidas are just as bad. Nike, not as bad, but getting that way. Did we really need a new colorway straight after the EA Sports ones? No, for sure we didn't. So I think my point is that we don't necessarily need to rush out and buy these boots all the time. I know there's that fear of missing out, but realistically, these boots will, if we look after them, will last us two seasons easily. If we look after them, especially if we have 2 or 3, 4 pairs in a rotation, they're definitely going to last us. Do we need to rush out and buy the next new models? No, I don't think we do. This is a great boot, but is it really that much better than this boot? I wouldn't say so. It's better, but only marginally better. It's an evolution of this, which of course is going to happen. But could we have waited 2 years for a better evolution of this? Definitely. Did we need the 25, knowing now that the 26 is coming out and the 26 is a complete redesign? We could have just kept with the 24, gone straight to the 26 and missed this with all the dumb colorways that have come with it, this not being one of them. And the same as the Phantom, it's just an iteration. It's just a move on, which is absolutely fine. But are they massively different? The answer is no, they're not. This is 3 years old. This isn't going to last 3 years for sure, but could this have lasted 2 years if it was looked after in a 3 or 4 boot rotation? 100%. Does it still stack up and perform today? 100%. I thought it was great. So, and I'm not saying that this wasn't great, but I just think that for a boot that's 3 years old, the technology was absolutely fine. So I think my take on all of this is, and the outcome of all of this is that guys, don't rush out and buy all these boots if you don't feel the need to. We don't need to rush out and get every boot because a new colorway comes out, or social media dictates to us, or a player in the Prem is wearing one. Keep that boot for as long as you possibly can. Keep it in your rotation. And when it's really, really on its last legs, that's when we should be changing. If I had known now what I know about the Predator 26, would I have got any of the 24s? Probably not. Maybe this leather version because I'm old school and love the leather version. Other than that, any more of the 25s that I've got, which are up here, the Team Geist and the black, white and red, would I have got them? Probably not, because they're going to do a black, white and red in the 26. Are they going to do a Team Geist? No, probably not. But could I have waited? 100%. So I think sometimes we just got to be careful in regards to what these companies and manufacturers are pumping out via our social medias or in advertising and marketing to us. Are they massively different to what we already have? And the answer is simple. No, they're not massively different at all, in fact. So that's that, guys. That's my take on new and old boots, new boots being released to old boots being released. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you soon. Got more reviews coming. Please subscribe and smash a like, and I'll catch you all soon. Thanks for watching, guys.